All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Nashville Superspeedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we've got a great one for you tonight. It's Nashville. Special thanks to Paulo Chachalowski. We're doing this track conversion. What a great one, man. Going to be a lot of fun here. Good, flat, mile and a third track. A lot of room to race here. Hard on tires. It's race number 6 in that 2020 winter season here in the Buschwackers series. Things are heating up in that series, and this could be a big one. New track for us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, we got some old school stock car racing at an old school track here, Nashville Superspeedway. All live for you right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. We've got a good one for you tonight. So Nashville Superspeedway, right now these guys are in the practice session, just kind of finalizing a few things here. We have 5 minutes left to go here in practice. See Arthur Vieira, the top time, 28.603. We'll take a look at the track here at Nashville. And again, thank you so much to Paulo Chachalowski on his work in converting this track over. Did a little help there in smoothing out some mesh for him, and he's done a great job. Nothing but support from Team Cha-Cha. Nashville Superspeedway located in Lebanon, Tennessee, mile and a third. Banking in the turns at 14 degrees, and you see that flat straightaway. A little bit of banking there, but marginal banking. Going to be a lot of fun here, a lot of room to race here at this track. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on the TurnLeftTV channel. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Peace to everybody out there in sim racing world. If you're watching this, you're watching me here on the YouTube channel, or somehow watching on the YouTube channel. But thank you so much for coming in. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. And also share my videos with all your friends. You're more than welcome to share these YouTube videos on any social media platform. Anywhere you can share YouTube videos, more than welcome to share these, and I'm honored that you would, by the way. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, you can click on the link up in the banner of the channel and donate right through PayPal. Thanks to all those folks who have done so. Hit that subscribe button and you'll get the updates of when races are coming up live and when I have videos uploaded once in a great while. I do a little bit of that on occasion, so again, thank you so much for coming in. We got a good one for you tonight here at Nashville. Good track here. We worked a lot, really pretty hard on getting a setup on this, and like I said, I was able to get Paulo's blessing of doing a little work on the mesh, the track mesh, kind of smoothing out a little bit, and we got something I think is really going to be a lot of fun here. So again, thanks so much to Paulo Chachalowski and Team Cha-Cha on their work, on his work on getting this thing race ready. A couple minutes left here in the practice session. Again, thank you for coming in. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Oh, I got Sadie the dog all scrunched up next to me there. How about that, huh? This is race 6 of 10, 110 laps here tonight, and this is Nashville Superspeedway. Again, it's round number 6. Thank you for coming in. I'm your host, your commentator, and the guy that takes all the blame. Things aren't going right. Take a look at the schedule here. Of course, Nashville tonight. And then next week, we've got Bristol, man. That is going to be a barn burner there. Bristol Motor Speedway. Talladega coming up with that. He could not get to more different tracks there. From Bristol to short track and the Super Speedway at Talladega. Texas Motor Speedway coming up on January the 8th. And we're going to finish out the season at another one of those mile and a halfers there. Palm Springs Speedway to crown the champion there on January the 15th. So it looks like we're getting ready to head over to the qualification session. Let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race. Ed Palumbo, 182 points there, sits on top. Sean Jacobs, 179. Just behind, I see Colin Matiak in third. Lucas Sinfner sits in the 4th position. Paul Brown in 5th. Jose Solis sits in the 6th position. Tim Lansbury, 7th. John Stanley, 8th. Artur Vieira sits in the 9th position. And Rosario Santos rounding out the top 10. So good, tight points battle, really. And that about that top 5, 6 there, very, very tight. So we're halfway through the season. Now headed on that back half, and we'll see how things change on this back half. Very different tracks headed your way. Take a look at the session results here. Artur Vieira top time, Lawrence Stoppard 2nd, Colin Matiak 3rd in practice at Palumbo 4th, Sean Jacobs 5th. You see Paul Brown 6th, Preston Hassel, Will Dunbar, Lucas Sinfner, and Jose Solis rounding out the top 10 in practice. So rolling it over to qualifications. You those guys getting a few things set up here for quals. Hey, don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, we've got a big one for you. Mid-Ohio. It's the 2nd race of the season in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. And that first race there was incredible. So what's coming up tomorrow? A 50-minute race starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's Mid-Ohio. Man, I tell you, this is a very, very challenging track. You really got to get a lot of practice laps in for this bad boy. So fun track, and it's the no chicane version, so it's going to be very, very racy. So race number 2 going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV, GT3 Series, High Octane Racing Leagues, inaugural GT3 Series, race number 2 tomorrow. Take a look at Will Dunbar here as he goes out and does his qualification attempt. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of an issue here in the practice session. Or qualifications. They're going to have to do the restart the server.
A lot of soul.
So it looks like guys are joining back up here, so a little restart. Well, who won the race last week? That was Colin Matiak there, green-white checker at Gateway. Another one of those Paulo Chachalowski tracks, and what a great race it was. Really was a lot of fun. 18 drivers last week, and Colin Matiak came away with a big win. You see Jose Solis, Tony Reiner, Ed Palumbo, Paul Brown, Arthur Vieta, Todd Robillard, Tim Lansbury, John Stanley, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. rounding out the top 10. If you're interested in some race servers, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. It's great race hosting servers there, and we'll set you up with a good rFactor 2 server where you can get in and manage your race affairs, run your league. Does a great job there, so please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look, and then let them know that TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League sent you there. Hey, it's Christmas time. Get that Christmas present. ZiaComics.com. All thing comic related. Comic books, action figures, games. The perfect gifts for your Christmas sweetie. So ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. So getting a boot up here. So it looks like they're going to do an extension of the practice session here to give a chance for guys to rejoin the server. So we're getting booting back in here. It looks like guys are joining back in the server as we speak. So just waiting on me to get connected, I think. Looks like 11 guys back in already. can also check out our website there, highoctaneracing.net, and you'll get all the series, of course, and then rFactor 2 times. If you want to see the live timing through the week, that's a good place to check it out and see what times guys are running throughout the week. So that's highoctaneracing.net, and should be logging back in here very, very soon. And we'll take a look at the schedule once again here in the Buschwackers series. Bristol Motor Speedway coming up next week. 150 laps here from that famed short track. High speed, high banked oval. Short track, so that should be a great race. Bristol is always a lot of fun. I know some guys have really some misgivings about Bristol, but I think, man, the racing is just fantastic there. That sound is familiar, isn't it? Sounds good to me. All right, looks like we are back at it. So now we're going to do qualifications. The last time we were just faking. All right, switching it over to quals. How about that? Take a look at a few things here Apollo's done on this track here. Look at that, man. There's got a blimp floating around right there. Okay, there's the blimp. There's a helicopter floating around. Somewhere there's a drone floating around. Look for that somewhere. So be on the lookout for the drone. We'll look for it. There it is right there. There's the drone. This is a drone on this track. There's some birds flying at the speed of the F-15. Oh, there's a car. So Apollo's done a lot of eye candy here at this track. He's done a good job. And getting this track set up. More birds there. Oh, look at that hot air balloon. And I think if you look around long enough, you might find the flying saucer. E.T. visiting us. Egbert Chachalowski. This is Jose Solis making his qualification attempt. Apollo's got a good sense of humor. I know he'll be all right with that joke. So the 75 car here, Jose Solis, one of our newer drivers here, joining us at the beginning of this season, racing in his first season here at High Octane Racing League. Target time 28.874. Use that time, Colin Matiak. Excuse me, that is 28.858 is Jose's time. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here in the number 54 car. Right now, Ed shown 7th on the grid. Again, the top time, 28.828 is that time to beat. .874 there, Ed Palumbo. How about this? Arthur Vieira, 28.777. Our new pole sitter. Your top time, I should say. So Arthur in that number 4 car. Lauren Stopworth here in the 41 car, getting some burnouts in. A little bit early for that, Lauren, a little bit early. Here's Paulo Chachalowski on his own track here. See what kind of time Paulo kicks in here in that 94 car. .085 is his time. Right now shown as 12th on the grid. This is Jesus Iglesias. I apologized to him a little while ago. I called him Julio. That was not on purpose, man. Jesus right now 14th on the grid. 29.281 is his time so far. His last lap here. Burning up that right side tires there on that coming around turn 4, but can't take them with you. 29.207, 13th on the grid. So congratulations to him. Getting that qualification attempt in. First race out for us. So Arthur Vieira, the pole sitter here. So congratulations. Hey, look at that, man. TurnLeftTV logo right there on Arthur Vieira's car. So gotta love that stuff. So getting that NASCAR BR advertisement in. He's got TurnLeftTV all over that car right there. So good to see Arthur out tonight. He's a regular. He's one of our Brazilian drivers. Very, very strong, solid Brazilian driver here. Take a look at the side-by-side, make sure that's working, and it does look like it is. That is great news. Great news there. So gotta like the fact that things are working when they do. So it looks like here in 21 car, Lucas Sinfner coming out here in the qualification session. And well, I tell you what, man, we gave that to Arthur almost a little bit too early there. Luca made a show of it, so good job, Luca. Qualifies third on the grid here with 2 minutes left in qualification. Looks like everybody has done their qualification attempt. Don't forget, you can get a server package through EliteHostingUSA.com. That's who does our servers, and we do a great. I mean, they do a great job, really, with the servers. Just fantastic service there. rFactor 2 specialty. Make sure you contact Will. He'll hook you up with a server package, and it is seamless, man. I'll tell you what, I didn't know anything about running a server. He taught me everything I needed to know, and man, I feel pretty confident now that I can get the thing set up and get going each and every race. So great connections aside from once in a great while, and I don't think that was a server issue. I think we got sometimes at rFactor 2 we know little hiccups there, but did a great job here. EliteHostingUSA.com, the place to be for servers. Also, want to say, as we're looking at the side-by-side again, my chance here to put the ugly cam back on. I want to say thank you for coming in, but also if you'd like to contact me, you can click on one of those or type in one of those addresses there in Discord and get a hold of me directly, either through TurnLeftTV or my personal Heath Johnson. Facebook at TurnLeftTV1, Twitter at TurnLeftTV. Also, down in the description of the race, please follow that to the Fanatec website and click on that. If you'd like to purchase something through Fanatec, please follow that link. That would help me out a great deal. I'd really appreciate that. Also, you can find the link to Elite Hosting down there as well in the description of this race. So thank you so much. We'll take a look at the qualification results. So Artur Vieira, the top time there. Congratulations to Artur Vieira capturing the pole there. Sean Jacobs second. Lucas Sinfner third. Claudio Bardelli qualifies fourth. Colin Matiak fifth. Ed Palumbo sixth. Jose Solis seventh. Paul Brown eighth. Preston Hassel ninth. Will Dunbar qualifies in the 10th position. Lauren Stopworth in the 41 starts in the 11th position. Paulo Chachalowski qualifies in the 12th position. Thiago Gomez qualifies 13th. Welcome, Thiago. Jesus Iglesias, another welcome driver. Jesus qualifies in the 14th position. John Stanley qualifies 15th, and Tim Lansbury in 16th. We got about 8 minutes here in the warm-up session, and we're going to get this thing kicked off. Thanks so much for coming in and watching the broadcast. Get an idea of what it's like to get around this joint. On board here with Ed Palumbo as he makes a lap. See a lot of room to race here, but a little bumpy there in the turns, to say the least. He may get some practice in pitting here. We are going to be pitting off turn 4. Givaldo Linares joining us in the chat as well. You see Ed Palumbo there pitting off 4. Very challenging, man. 50 mile an hour. So getting that pit in. Take a look at Art Fiera also making that pit stop. These guys do practice pitting in warm-up here in case they have green flag pit stops. This is Thiago Gomez. He's practiced spinning there a little bit. Coming out of the out on the track after making pit stop. Look at Will Dunbar here in the 88 car. Take a look at the chat here as Givaldo joining us in the chat. Good to see Givaldo. Paulo Chatsolowski in here as well. I don't know, man. I can't. Something about utilizing the new shaders. Optimize the new shaders. Always good to see Givaldo joining us in the chat and watching TurnLeftTV. Always appreciate that. 5X here, Claudio Bardelli. Getting some laps in. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, race number 2 in the 2020 High Octane Racing League GT3 Series, Mid-Ohio, and it's going to be a great one, man. That first race was absolutely fantastic. Lime Rock Park, and this is a very different track from Lime Rock Park, to say the least, but this is going to be a very fun track. A lot of room to race here, but a very, very technical track. And that's coming up tomorrow. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, the official GT3 content. Mid-Ohio High Octane Racing Leagues inaugural GT3 Series season. So getting a question there from John Terring, I believe. Is that Thering or Terring? I got a question for you. How to set up AI settings for good offline racing for us people that have work schedules that aren't great for online videos. Ah, man, I'll tell you, the AI settings are really dictated by each track, I believe. So the people that make the mods will go through each track and set the AI, set the race line, and how the AI respond at each track. I think that's pretty much how that rFactor 2 situation works. And, you know, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't. I'll tell you what, I can, once you contact me on Discord, let me throw up my Discord information here. If you have Discord, hopefully you do. Take a look at, we'll throw this up on the side-by-side view. There's my Discord addresses down there on that left side if you want to contact me there. Throw up the ugly cam. There you go. You can click on that or type in one of those addresses and contact me. I can put you in contact with some folks who know how to do AI editing, you know, and establishing a good AI line for each track and so forth. It's a little bit of a technical deal, but if you're looking at setting up AI for a specific track, or the problem with some of these tracks is the AI is not very good. To be honest with you, I don't know what series, or, you know, I think I really do think the GT3 cars are pretty darn good with the AI, so that'd be a good, you can just throw some AI out there and practice with them. Will Dunbar coming in. You can also join us in practice sessions too. We have practice where we kind of tweak a setup each week too. That's a good way to get set up and learn the track. All right, boys and girls, it is that time. It is that time. That's right. 110 laps here from Nashville Superspeedway. It's race number 6 in the 2020 winter season. This is going to be a fun one. $16 drivers joining us here tonight, and Artur Vieira sits in P1. All right, the starting order tonight. Artur Vieira starts in P1 in that 4 car. Sean Jacobs starts in the 2nd position in the 24. Lucas Sinfer is 3rd. Hey, it was 4th there. That was Claudio Bardelli. Colin Matiak 5th. Ed Palumbo 6th. Jose Sola starts in the 7th position, and Paul Brown starts in 8th. Starting in the 9th position is Preston Hassel in the 27th. Will Dunbar starts in 10th. Lawrence Stopworth 11th, and Paulo Chachalowski starts in the 12th position. Iago Gomez starts in the 13th spot. Jesus Iglesias starts in 14th. John Stanley 15th. Tim Lansbury starts in the 16th position. All right, boys and girls. Time to tighten those belts. Get ready to go here. RTVR is going to lead this field and take the green flag. And we are at Nashville, baby. Nashville Superspeedway. A lot of room to race here. Sean Jacobs starts on the outside, pulling that 24 car, pace car. One more lap here, it looks like, before we get this thing going. So may not rush through that starting order there, but I think you really got to look at RTVR being one of the strong cars here tonight all night long. He just always seems to keep that car up front. If he does fall back, he does a great job on getting that car back to the front. Lucas Infinite, also one of those great cars. 13, Colin Madiak, always good wherever he comes as well. To race, 75, Jose Solis. Don't forget a 54, Ed Palumbo. Solid run for him tonight, I'm sure. All right, the pace car is in. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Green, 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 boys and girls. We are at green at Nashville. Inaugural race at this track. Side by side there with the 21 and the 24 as they come around turn 2 down the backstretch. Jockeying around for position. A lot of room to race, as I'd mentioned. But out of the back of RTVR's machine at that 24, Sean Jacobs starting to put a little pressure here on Archer. Sean Jacobs showing very fast car tonight in that Western Auto sponsor machine. Lucas Senfner in the 21 looking ahead at this race here. Sean Jacobs making a pass for the lead. Looks like Sean Jacobs going to the race lead here as RTVR now falls back to the second position. Lucas Senfner right now running in third. Look at Colin Madiak here now starting to put a little pressure on Lucas Infinite. Take a look at that 13 car running in the fourth position. Got a big win last week at Gateway. Can he get another one here at Nashville? Make it 2 in a row. We have seen a huge bit of battles there, or a lot of battles there between the 21 and the 13, but a couple of our young gun drivers here. That 13 going down to the bottom side here, looking, got that nose underneath the 21 car. Is he going to try to make this pass? Tucks back in. Lucas Infinite holding on to third. Jose Solis in a 75. Claudio Bardelli having a little battle here. Claudio Bardelli down there in that 5X machine. Jose Solis in the 75, running in the 5th position. Wow, man, this is tight racing here. This 24, Sean Jacobs, the race leader, was the 4 of RTVR, now at 21, just behind him. So very tight racing. Nose to tail here early on. Lap number 5. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here in the 54 car. Out of the front of his machine, he's got a little bit of work to do to catch up to that number 6 place car of Claudio Bardelli. These guys starting to get a little bit racy here as those tires wear out. They're going to start getting side by side. Mellow Yellow sponsored Chevy of Ed Palumbo running in the 7th position. Take a look at Lawrence Stopworth here working on the bottom side of that 88 car. 88, Will Dunbar up the track a little bit as the 41 making that pass. Paul Brown here looking to make a pass too on the 27 car. The 77 and the 27 here racing side by side. Preston Hassel, that AMD sponsor machine, he might end up losing another spot there to the 41. So Preston Hassel giving up some spots here as 41. Lauren Stopworth also gets by. How about this? We got a race for the second position. Colin Matiak here in that 13 car down below the 4. It's side by side racing there. Colin Matiak now. He's got by Lucas Sinfoner, got by Arthur Vieira, now working his way to the front here. Trying to get around that 24 car. On board here with Colin Matiak. See that car, he's trying to get that car down to the bottom line, get step on the gas here and get a run, and he's not giving up really any time. He's got a good run here on the 24 car down to the bottom line. Side by side, looks like Colin Matiak's going to take the race lead here. There's a 24, Sean Jacobs going to try to find a hole here to tuck in. Archie Vietta's going to give him some room. So we got a new race leader, and that is Colin Matiak. So Colin Matiak, the 13 car. In P1, 24, Sean Jacobs in second. Archie Vietta is in third. Lucas Sinfoner is fourth. Claudio Bardelli running in the 5th position. Take a look at Thiago Gomez running in that 7X machine in that Toyota. He is in 12th position right now, closing in on the 88 of Will Dunbar. Again, nose to tail, not much room between these guys. Tight racing here. As Thiago Gomez in the 12th position in that 7X car, looking to try to find a way to get around that 88. Jesus Iglesias in his first race out, running in the 13th position in that 8X machine. Got a little work to do to try to catch back up there, and a couple guys here a little bit further back are John Stanley in the 12 car, that die-hard sponsored machine. Tim Lansbury running in 15th. In the Skyline Chilling Ford Mustang. Will Dunbar here putting a little move on Uncle Preston. The 88, Will Dunbar going down to the bottom side here. A little bit of a drag race down the backstretch. And I'll tell you what, that's not over. Preston Hassel holding on to that spot, showing some muscle. So Will Dunbar not able to pull off that pass as Preston Hassel hangs on. And Palumbo and Jose Solis getting after it here. The 75 versus the 54. 54 down on the bottom line here, trying to make this pass. Paul Brown back there in the 77 car, trying to follow him through. Not going to work there. Ed Palumbo slides up there and takes that spot. 75, Jose Solis trying to take that spot, not able to do it. The door is slammed. Look at this, the 54, Ed Palumbo trying to make another pass here. These guys are getting racy, getting after it right now. Ed Palumbo trying to get around this machine. Claudio Bardelli in that 5X machine just ahead. Paul Brown here trying to make a pass in this 77 car. He's down below the 75, so the 77, Paul Brown trying to make this pass on Jose Solis. Take over the 7th position, and it looks like he does. So Jose Solis going to have to tuck in and hold on to 8th as Paul Brown picks up 7th. Look at this. Archie Vieira says, I am tired of running second. I want to go back to the race lead. He is working on this outside line of this 13 car and not able to pull off that pass, but it does look like this 4 car holding on here right now. We've got a gaggle of cars back here. Look at this, man. This is a parking lot. Oh, we got a couple cars up there on the wall. The 77, Paul Brown. Lauren Stopworth might have made some contact with the wall as well. Lucas Sinfoner might have made contact. That is a gaggle of cars. Dare I say, hornet's nest. Well, man, I'll tell you what, there was some crazy racing going on there. Paul Brown and See Lucas Sinfer and Paul Brown up in the outside. You see those guys making contact with the wall. They're 3 wide, really. Those guys making contact. I don't know what was going on there, but those guys trying to recover, working on the outside, and wow, crazy stuff right there. Take a look out of the front of Preston Hassel's machine. You see those guys up there in the wall making contact. Got up a little bit high there and maybe got 3 wide for them. They were trying to avoid that. Just got up in the gravel. Will Dunbar giving those guys a little bit of a little room as 27 has to fight to get around this 77. John Stanley here in the 12 car catching up to Jesus Iglesias in the 8X. Jesus up the track there, giving John Stanley a lot of room. John Stanley picks up that 13th spot. And Palumbo here leading the chart of this gaggle of cars, as I said. Claudio Bardelli just behind him in a 5X machine. Lawrence Stoppelworth running in the 6th position back there as well. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here. He's kind of out there running by himself right now. We've got a 2-car breakaway with Colin Madiak and Artur Vieira. Sean Jacobs here running in the 3rd position. Ed Palumbo is 4th. Well, man, Lawrence Stopworth here trying to get around Claudio Bardelli. Good side-by-side racing there. The 41 and the 5X machine side-by-side. That 41 going to have a little bit of help here with Jose Solis giving him a little bit of a shove as he is trying to get around Claudio Bardelli. Good side-by-side racing right there. Claudio in a 5X machine, not giving up the fight. Jose Solis goes up to the high line. He's just going to try to find a way to find a guy to follow there in that 75. Looks like he's pushing that 5X machine, and the 5X gets by the 41. Lawrence Stopworth now might end up losing another position. Here's the 75 of Jose Solis. Going to get around. Look at that side-by-side battle just behind them with the 27 and the 77. On board here with Lawrence Stopworth. And great racing going on, man. I tell you, we got some great side-by-side racing. I just had a feeling that was going to what it was going to be like at this track here. Look at this, Preston Hassel and Paul Brown. Paul Brown, after making contact with the wall, trying to bounce back here. As looks like good side-by-side racing. '77 car does get by, or tries to get by that 27 car, not able to make that pass. '13 of Colin Madiak, the 4 of Artur Vieira. Those guys out a little bit of a lead there on the rest of the pack. Artur looking at outside line or that second groove to try to get by. 13, Colin Madiak. He's going to be, I would assume, running in that Mid-Ohio race tomorrow as well. Look at this side-by-side as Artur Vieira going to the outside line here, trying to make something happen on the outside. Down the front stretch. These guys are tight, man. I tell you, that is some tight racing there. Vieira is hounding him right now. Take a look out of the back of Colin Madiak's machine. At Artur Vieira. Preston Hassel down to the bottom line here, trying to get by the 41 of Lawrence Stopworth. Now, Paul Brown has gotten by those guys. He's moved up to the 7th position as 27. Preston Hassel trying to get around the 41. Good passing right here. Good side-by-side race, and they said it's really hard to pass here. And I've mentioned that in the pre-race show. There's a lot of room to race here, but you really got to work on setting up a pass. The 27 gets by. Lucas Sinford just behind in the 21 car trying to get by, and that guy is one of the best, saving his tires and rising to the top there late in the runs. So just keep your eye on that. 21 car. Thiago Gomez making a run here. Now Colin Madiak coming down pit lane, I believe. Take a look here as the 13 car coming down pit lane, making a pit stop here early on. So very interesting move right now as Colin Madiak on pit lane. It looks like Colin Madiak there coming back out on track. Artur Vieira as our race leader. Colin Madiak rejoining the track. As Artur Vieira continuing to lead the field. Claudio Bardelli is second. We've got a whole host of cars on pit lane. Now Artur Vieira, our race leader, on pit lane. Got to be very careful here. You do not want to speed. Artur Vieira, the race leader, taking that pit stop. We got a range of pit stops going on right now. Take a look at this. Green flag pit stops. '24, Sean Jacobs coming back out on track. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. is making a pit stop. Lucas Sinfoner also making a pit stop. That guy is, oh man, I tell you what, oh man, he scared me there. Luca always scares me. Now, we might have gotten a speeding penalty. 90 laps to go, and we might have gotten somebody with a speeding penalty. Will Dunbar indicating he might have a speeding penalty, and he has a drive-through. Will Dunbar in the 88 car has a drive-through. That's pretty devastating here under green. Watching him go down the walk of shame. Colin Madiak back to the race lead here in this 13 car. We might have more guys coming back down pit lane. Who knows? 41, Lauren Stopworth a little bit slow right now. Not sure what's going on with Lauren. Maybe he's coming down pit lane here. And Palumbo right now running in that second position. He might have done a two-tire stop. Just behind him, Sean Jacobs running in the third position. Artur Vieira now back to fourth. Artur Vieira here looking to try to get around the 24 car. Artur Vieira in the 4 car now making that pass. So got some fans in the chat. Givaldo Linares in the chat session says something about, what's he saying? Good luck to all the NASCAR BR friends. I don't know, man. Does Givaldo ever wish me luck? Oh, yeah, he does. Good luck to all participants. But he said, excellent. Have an excellent broadcast. So Givaldo in here rooting Artur Vieira along. And Palumbo, Artur Vieira there battling back and forth. Might get run over by 3 cars right there. 54 and the 4 battling it out here. This is for this second position. The 4 down to the bottom line here, battling that mellow yellow sponsored Camaro. So a couple Camaros here battling it out as the 4 of Artur Vieira is going to pick up that spot. 54 Ed Palumbo falls back to the third position. Sean Jacobs in fourth. Paul Brown has worked his way up to that 5th spot. That 77 car really kind of agitated here about the setup. Does not like this setup here for this car. He feels like in the long run, just not feeling very good for him. But nonetheless, he's running in the 5th position, trying to close in on that P2, 3, and 4. Colin Matiak here out to a big race lead. 36 laps in, and he's got a 5-second lead over the field. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car, having a pretty good run here, running in the 6th position. Just behind him, Lucas Simpfner in the 21 car. Jose Solis in the 75, running in the 8th position. Those guys running pretty tight together there. Take a look at on board here with Jose Solis as he's looking ahead of Lucas Simpfner in the 21 and Preston Hassel in the 27 in that black machine up there. You see the different lines through the turns. You get a lot of room here, a lot of space to find your own line, find out what works well for you, and be able to adjust that through the course of the run as those tires start to give up a little bit. Take a look at Tim Lansbury here in the 82 car. Skyline Chili Ford Mustang running in the 12th position. He is right now running about 25 seconds back. We'll kind of get an idea of where he is. Actually, we're going to take a look at Thiago Gomez, who is the last car on the lead lap. As Thiago trying to hold on to that lead lap position. And we'll kind of take a look and see once he goes by. As he goes by here, take a look at our race leader. And that is Colin Matiak right there, breathing down his neck. And you can looking out of the back there, you got about maybe a third of a straightaway. Gap there, maybe half a straightaway. Gap there on P1, so got a little room to breathe here, but I definitely would like to put another car or two between me and the race leader if I was in Thiago's shoes. So Colin Matiak, the race leader, as Archie Vieta runs in the 2nd position. Ed Palumbo is 3rd. Sean Jacobs running in the 4th position. Paul Brown 5th. Preston Hassel 6th. Lucas Simpfner is 7th. Jose Solis 8th. Bardelli Jr. is in the 9th position, and Lauren Stopworth rounding out the top 10. We'll take a look at Lauren Stopworth here running in that 10th position in the 41 car. Some of these guys, look for them tomorrow in the GT3 Series race. Suggest to you that Paul Brown maybe might see Will Dunbar in that race as well. John Stanley raced last week. He could be one of those guys that runs the double 77. Paul Brown here making a pass on the 24, picking up the 4th position. So he was working on that group of 3, got around Jose Solis, and now got around Sean Jacobs, working on the back here of the 54 of Ed Palumbo. So 77, Paul Brown here starting to figure this place out in this 77 car. And good tight battle there. It's hard to pass, and Ed Palumbo not going to make it easy on you. Take a look at the 21, Lucas Simpfner, running in the 7th position, being kind of quiet here tonight. Of course, we're early in this race, 45 laps in, not quite to halfway. And this guy, man, when you think he's not really in that race, so, in the hunt, he always seems to find a way to sort of get there and make this interesting. We take a look at that season standings coming into tonight's race. You see Ed Palumbo, the top on the charts there. Sean Jacobs second. Those guys both having a good night. Colin Matiak, our race leader. See Lucas Simpner right now running in the 7th position. He's 4th in the standings, and Paul Brown 5th in standings, and he's now moved up to the 4th position on the grid here. So be kind of interesting to see how this shakes out after the race, where those points end up. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. here running in the 9th position. Having a pretty solid race here. One of our newer drivers. Gave me his card today and said, love to get this in the car set, so we're going to get this in for the next week's race. So right now running in that 5X machine. He's one of the nicest guys out there too. Good to see Claudio out. One of our Brazilian drivers. I was talking to a friend of mine today at work who's a big race fan, and I said, I'll tell you what, man, you got to get into sim racing. I said, I've met so many people from across the world, from all over the world, sim racing, and I literally have, man. I mean, just got friends from all over the world. I'm very blessed in that respect. But I was mentioning the Brazilian contingent racing, and man, we've got such a fanatical group, man. They just absolutely love sim racing. You see Colin Matiak in the 13 here trying to get around the 82, put him a lap down. So speaking of 77 car here now trying to get around this 54 to take over the 2nd position, excuse me, the 3rd position. So the 77 gets around the 54. Thiago Gomez here in the 7X machine battling that 82. This is for the 12th spot. So 7X, Thiago Gomez now picks up 12th. Jim Lansbury back to 13th. I said, the Brazilian guys back to talking about those drivers. And I've mentioned this before in other broadcasts. Those guys are just absolutely so passionate about it. And I got a huge contingent of friends from Brazil, too. I've broadcast races for about 4 different Brazilian leagues. And a lot of those guys doing some cross-league stuff. Also raced with a NASCAR BR as well a few times. And don't forget about AVV. Also IndyCar Brazil, NASCAR Total, done some stuff for them as well. And, of course, Paulo's league, Team Cha-Cha, that AV league he's got as well. So I've done some great stuff with all those guys, whether it be driving or, I shouldn't say that, probably not great driving, but me personally, but those guys certainly. Those guys have all contributed to helping TurnLeftTV out, helping High Octane Racing League out, and then really helping me improve as a driver and a broadcaster. See Colin Matiak coming back in here for a pit stop here, so almost to halfway, and Colin Matiak in the 13 making a pit stop, giving up the race lead back to Artur Vieira. So Matiak on pit lane. So we'll take a look at Colin taking his pit stop here in that 13 car. As Artur Vieira continuing to lead. Colin Matiak there finishing up his pit stop. Now shown in the 12th position. Paul Brown indicating he's coming down pit lane. So you see that 77 car making a pit stop here on lap 56. So we are at halfway. Taking our mid-race results here. Artur Vieira, the leader. Ed Palumbo second. Sean Jacobs third. Lucas Simpner is fourth. Paul Brown 5th, Preston Hassel 6th, Jose Sola 7th, Claudio Bardelli 8th, Lauren Stopworth 9th, John Stanley 10th as we got pit stops underway. So a lot of cars here coming down pit lane. Sean Jacobs, the race leader now in that 24 car. And he got a gaggle of cars on pit lane. Jose Solis on pit lane in a 75 car, now finishing up his pit stop. Coming around that flat part there, that access road around turns 2, or I guess it would be 1 and 2. Race leader is now Luca Simpner in the 21 car. And he might be in a little bit better shape than some of these guys. He's stretching out that fuel, and I would say surprise, surprise, surprise on that as he's stretching out that fuel run. As you saw those guys pitting just before halfway. And, you know, that could be pretty significant since we have not had any yellow flags. Sean Jacobs on pit lane in the 24 car. He's finishing up his pit stop. Claudio Bardelli also on pit lane. You see him entering his pit box. So Luca indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. So getting some word from the crew. The 21 car is going to be making a pit stop. So look for this Flex Seal sponsor machine. Come down pit lane. He's coming down pit lane here. Look at this gaggle of cars here. Is the 4, the 54, the 24, the 77 all running together here. This is a heck of a race. Looking out of the back of the 4 car at that 54 and the 24 getting after it. Again, we have been caution free. Lucas Simpner on pit lane in that 21 car. As these guys getting after it. So Lucas Simpner to 21 coming back out on track. Again, he's on a different pit sequence than these guys. He's really hanging out. He is on a certainly on a different strategy, that's for sure. We've seen that before. There's a Colin Madiak here leading the field. 12, John Stanley, 1 lap down. He is the first car 1 lap down. Is the 13 of Colin Madiak back to the race lead after these pit stops have cycled back around. Paul Brown now has that car up to the 2nd position. He is looking to try to close in on that 13 car. 4 of Artur Vieira right there on his heels. Take a look at Paul Brown at the wheel. There's Artur Vieira here following him, looking out of the back of his car. You see Artur Vieira there just over that spoiler as Paul Brown working that wheel. Heading into turn 1. Man, we got some reflections going on that windshield. My heavens, man, that's like a 70s music video. Feel like I'm tie-dyeing it right now. Getting a little triggered. Yeah, Palumbo here running in the 4th position, 24. Sean Jacobs looking on the low side here. This is for 4th. Is Sean Jacobs trying to make a pass here down the backstretch. Not going to do it. He's going to have to stop, pull back in as Ed Palumbo holding on to that position, that mellow yellow sponsor machine. Well, that Western Auto machine, number 24, running in the 5th position. Send a shout out to Sean, man. He's racing on the little bit under the weather right now, and he says, man, I'm going to come out and race with my friends tonight. So he said, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make the whole race, be able to survive the whole race, but so far so good. A little past halfway, and he's now looking to, oh man, he almost got into the 54 car. Almost got into the 54. So racing for the 4th position. Take a look at Preston Hassel here running in the 7th spot in that number 27 car. Kind of out there by himself. Jose Solis in the 75 just behind him. In the 8th position. Preston having a good run in that AMD-sponsored Ryzen Ford Mustang. Lawrence Stopworth, been kind of quiet for Lawrence Stopworth here, but he likes these caution-free races. That 41 car running in the 9th position. Right now running about 26 seconds, so he's got a little bit of a gap between he and that 8th place car, so he's going to need probably those guys to have a little bit of bad luck there, maybe get a little racy and use that opportunity to close in, but he's got some company there with Claudio Bardelli Jr. looking out of the back of Lawrence Stopworth's machine. Claudio back there in the 10th position. John Stanley in 11th. Thiago Gomez running in the 12th position. Sean Jacobs says, I am going to make a move now here. We're past halfway. 70 laps in. It's time to hit the go button here. And 24 and the 54 only getting together right there. Might be a little contact between the two. A little roughing it up. Sean says, Rubbin's racing. Take a look at this again. Sean going down to the bottom side here and trying to make this pass. And this is going to get tight right here. A little tight right here. Oh, man, that might have been some contact. I'm not sure. 54 and 24. Swapping a little paint. Colin Matiak here in the 13. Worrying now about that 77 car who's closing in. You know, that lead was about 4 seconds after pit stops. It's now down to 2.5 seconds. Will Dunbar here in the 88 car running in the 14th position. He had a little bit of a tough break there. He lost a lap, but then had to serve a drive-through penalty. Did not clear the drive-through penalty, and I think it might have been a stop and go because he came back down pit lane and finally cleared whatever penalty he had. I think he might have done had to do a stop and go. He thought he had to do a drive-through. He drove all the way through pit lane, didn't clear the penalty, and had to come back down and do it right. So he has gotten himself behind the 8-ball there a little bit, running in the 14th position. Colin Matiak, the race leader, but that lead is diminishing a little bit. He's starting to roll up on some lap traffic here pretty soon as he is going to try to put some distance between he and Paul Brown, who is on the move. On board here with our race leader, Colin Matiak. Got a big win last week at Gateway. Can he make it 2 in a row? Paul Brown running in the 2nd position. He has got Artur Vieira on his heels in 3rd. Take a look at that 4 car. Artur Vieira on board here with him as we're looking ahead at that Outlaws Racing sponsored Camaro of the 77. Outlaw Fuels, I believe. Well, those guys running nose to tail, maybe working together here a little bit to try to run down the race later, down to 2 seconds. Remember, it was over 4 seconds after pit stops. Sean Jacobs now opening up a little bit of gap there on the 54 car. So the 24 running in the 4th position, 54 Ed Palumbo running in 5th. So the 24 now running in that 4th position. Sean Jacobs, one of our Pennsylvania drivers. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Ed Palumbo, one of our drivers from New York. Just north, I believe, of New York City, about 60 miles or so. Thiago Gomez, I believe, coming down pit lane. So he's on pit lane here. So the 7X car taking some service here on lap 78. We got a yellow flag here. First yellow flag. Yellow flag here as Thiago Gomez. And that's going to change things a little bit. Not sure what brought out the yellow flag. And that might have been the 77 car as maybe he came back out. I thought it was and Gomez there misses pit lane a little bit, comes back down, and I'm not sure what brought out that caution flag. We got a car there spun onto pit lane, so who is that? It looks like the 9X machine, I believe. Jesus Iglesias in the 8X is smack dab into the wall. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Not got any word on what happened to him, but take a look here in the 8X. Is not got any word on what happened to Jesus Iglesias. He is now on pit lane, but here we'll take a look and see what happened to him. We made a yellow flag come out as a result. So he got down a little bit too much speed right there and then gets into the wall, and it brings out the yellow flag. And I'll tell you what, normally that would not bring out the yellow flag. Did not really make much contact with the wall, but the 8X, a little bit too hot there trying to get into pit lane and spins this car or gets this car into the wall. Brings out our first caution flag. That tightens things back up here on lap 80. 30 laps to go. So we're getting some guys coming down pit lane here. Colin Matiak leading that charge down pit lane. So this is going to be an interesting fight off pit lane here. See the 4 there in that front pit stall. Claudio Bardelli ducking into his. Lucas Sinford having a good pit stop there. Colin Matiak as well. Good battle between the two of those guys. Luca might have done a 2-tire stop here. Not sure. Take a look at the Preston Hassel as he finishes up his pit stop here. Now shown in the 10th position. Again, good battles there coming off pit lane. Want to try to get that a little bit earlier there, but see here with Luca and Colin battling it out. Colin edging him out there, but Luca has picked up some much-needed track position. How about John Stanley here getting a lap left in that 12 car? Smart move for him. So, first caution flag here. We had a good green flag run. My heavens, man, that was a good one. That's sort of a, that's the standard routine here, I think, with the Buschwacker series. Just very solid racing, good clean racing. And we have a lot of caution-free races, or very, very few cautions in a race. The way it's supposed to be, man. Let's settle it out there on the track. Hey, don't forget, check out EliteHostingUSA.com if you want an rFactor 2 server. You can click on the link down in the description of this race and follow it right to the website. And we'll set you up with a good server package there. And very, very solid servers. And you can come in and manage your races as you see fit. So that's EliteHosting.com. Coming up tomorrow, we'll be at Mid-Ohio with the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. 50-minute race and a great series here. Inaugural GT3 Series. And second race of the season, Mid-Ohio. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You do not want to miss it. Some great racing. Looks like the 13 of Colin Matiak has elected to take that inside line. Lucas Sinfner going to be that outside line, it looks like. Colin will be in P1, Lucas second. Paul Brown will start in the third position. Arthur Vieira will be fourth. Sean Jacobs fifth. Ed Palumbo sixth. Lawrence Stopworth seventh. Jose Solis eighth. Preston Hassel ninth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will round out the top 10 here on the restart. All right, pace car is in. Here we go. Ready to go back green.
Green flag,
21
green
into
flag, go,
13.
go, go.
Drag race down the front stretch. 13 gets a good start there. 21. He might end up losing a position here. There's a 77 ducks below him. 77, Paul Brown has eyes on that 13 car. He wants to get around that 13, looking out of the back of the 13 car. At Paul Brown and Lucas Sinfner racing it out. Paul Brown in that 77, that blue car down on the bottom line. Lucas Sinfner in the 21 Flex Seal sponsored Mustang up on the high line. These guys racing it out. You see Arthur Vieira slipping up the track there, sliding up the track to the outside line. Now Paul Brown has that position. So the 13 of man, we got a massive warp there. Sean Jacobs lost his connection, it looks like. Paul Brown here now vying for the race lead in this 77 car down on the bottom line. Lucas Sinfner trying to get through as well. So Paul Brown now the new race leader. Colin Matiak in second. 21, Lucas Sinfner in third. Arthur Vieira is fourth. Ed Palumbo in fifth. So we've got guys here racing for position. We got a guy who is warped out of the race. It looks like he had some connection problems from his home. And that is Sean Jacobs. He was having it. What a shame, man. He was having such a good race. Something happened there. I'm not sure what happened with him. He lost his connection to TeamSpeak as well. So Paul Brown, the new race leader, and has 77-13. Colin Maniac's not going to let him get away. Lucas Sinfner in third. Take a look at Lucas Sinfner running in the third position. Taking a look at these guys. He's out of the front of his machine is that 13 car. Don't forget about Art Rivera, who is just behind in that 4. Art Rivera, like I said, he always finds a way. We got 2 blimps at this track, man. 2 blimps. Did you see that? 2 blimps. 2 blimps at this track. What the hell's going on with that? 2 blimps. They better not crash into one another. You got 2 blimps, helicopter, a drone, some birds. Did I say a drone? I said a drone. '21 trying to close in on this 4 car. So Luca, that 4 car actually got around, I believe. Art Rivera, as we were looking at the blimps, Art Rivera says, hey man, you look at the blimps, I'm going to show you how to make a pass here. As Art Rivera getting by that 21 and taking over the 3rd position. The 21 now falls back to 4th. John Stanley here in the 12 car. Now, I'm not sure what happened to Lawrence Stopworth. Looks like he's lost some positions here. He might have come down pit lane here. I'm not sure what's going on with the 41 car, but he is on pit lane. Some of these guys might have stayed out and now having to pit here. That is a very strange move, but they may feel like, hey, the rest of these guys are going to have to make pit stops anyway. I might as well try it. So, interesting move. Meanwhile, up front here, we have got a gaggle of cars, and that is on board here with Lucas Sinfner running in the 4th position. Good tight battle here, 1 through 4. Do say we got to work on, Iglesias is out. Now we got a little bit of an issue there. It looked like Paul Brown, the guy leaving. '13 now, Colin Matiak, the race leader. Art Vieira is in the 2nd position. He is looking to try to get around this 13 car. So let's take a look here at this battle between the 4 and 13. So the 4 of Art Vieira has made that pass and gotten around Colin Matiak here. We'll take a look at this pass here. Art Vieira going down to the bottom line and getting by that 13 car. So got a question, man. Is Paul Brown going to be able to bounce back there? Got kind of snookered there on that disconnect. Those types of things happen even with iRacing, I think, too. You get these disconnects once in a while. From my perspective, it's been a pretty solid connection here tonight to the server. And I know Jesus Iglesias was racing from Brazil. Art Vieira also racing from Brazil as well. Lucas Sinfner and Paul Brown here racing for position. Paul Brown wanting to get back up front and take care of business. Got 97 laps under our belts. as a 77 of Paul Brown and a 21 of Lucas Simpsoner running in 3-4. Jose Solis, he's running in the 5th position. Been pretty quiet there, and he in the 54 of Ed Palumbo battling it out. Starting to wind down these laps. Artur Vieira now to the race front, and he has been very strong all night long. He got around that 13 car and now sets his sights on that finish line. Don't forget about Colin Matiak in that 13. I have a feeling he might be saving those tires. 21, one of the best in the business, is saving his stuff here. And it is go time. If you're going to make it happen, it is go time now. So now Artur Vieira here trying to get around that 82, Tim Lansbury. Tim Lansbury running in the 12th position as Artur makes that pass. Now he's got to try to play a little defense. Lucas Simpsoner now trying to look low here. Make a run at that 13 car. So Luca running in the 3rd position. Artur Vieira is in P1. Colin Matiak P2. Lucas Simpsoner in P3. Paul Brown is 4th. 1 through 4. Paul Brown says it is go time, man. He is looking for an opening. Starting to look for an opening is that 77 car. He wants to try to get around these guys and make a run at that 4. So nose to tail, 1 through 4. Jose Solis in this mix too. He is closing in on these guys. Paul Brown trying to, he gets a little bit down onto the apron of that track, and that might scrub off a little bit of speed down the backstretch. As he had a little bit different line there. He's trying to play some defense on the 75. He's behind him now. 54, Ed Palumbo in this mix. 102 laps in. Looking out of the back of Artur Vieira's machine. That 13, Colin Matiak looking low. Lauren Stopworth there trying to pick up a position as Thiago Gomez down on the bottom line. Lauren Stopworth now picking up the 10th spot. On board here with him as he comes down that front stretch into turn 1. Matiak still trying to get that spot back. Luca hounding him from behind as well. What's going to happen to these guys? Who's going to make the move? Artur Vieira trying to play a little bit of defense. The best thing that can happen here is these guys get a little racy. And that's exactly what's happening here. The 75 and the 77 battling it out. The 75 going to the high line. Jose Solis here trying to make a pass on the high line. Good side-by-side racing there. Jose Solis picks up that spot. Paul Brown backs off and lets 54 Ed Palumbo go by. Paul Brown now back to 6th. Artur Vieira, can he hold on for the race victory? 105 laps in, 5 laps to go. We got 5 guys here, 1 through 5, nose to tail. Trying to take this victory. And things start getting side by side here on the last few laps, and it is going to get interesting. Artur Vieira and that NASCAR BR sponsor Camaro trying to pick up a race victory here. Colin Matiak in 2nd. Lucas Simpsoner in the 3rd position. A couple Fords there behind this Camaro. Got 3 Fords and 2 Camaros in this top 5. And nose to tail. Artur Vieira, can he hold on for the victory? Jose Solis looked like he might have gotten into the wall. 108 laps in, 3 laps to go. Archer been pretty quiet there. He's been racy all night long, but sort of managed that car pretty well. Colin Matiak here making a run at him, though. Across the start-finish line. We'll have 2 laps to go. Lucas Sinfner. I told you that guy is... oh, look at that 13. He gets into the back of the 4 car. 13 gives that 4 a little bit of a shove there, trying to push him up the track. 13 car, Colin Matiak, gave that 4 car a little bit of a shot here. Oh, he does it again. He gives him another little bit of a shove. And that is going to fire the 4 car up. .13 car here trying to give that, get in the head of that 4 car. Make him a little nervous. 4 car, KG veteran. This is the last lap here. Matiak down to the bottom line here. The 4 trying to hold on the outside line. Pinching him down there a little bit. The 4 trying to get around side by side. Off the turn 4. Oh, Lucas Sedford trying to get in this, and Matiak's going to win this race. Colin Matiak wins this race. My heavens. He roughed up that 4 car and ended up winning this race. So the 13, Colin Matiak, gets 2 in a row. So Colin Matiak wins that race in the 13 car. So a little bit of fisticuffs there at the end. And Colin Matiak wins that race. And they were roughing each other up big time here. We'll take a look at this. Is that 13 and that 4 getting together right there side by side. And, oh, man, they roughed each other up. I'd say it's more the 13 roughing the 4 car up a little bit. And then Matiak doing his burnout there and getting that in. Very interesting. There might be some conversation on the radio here after this race. That's for sure. We'll take a look at that finish there. Colin Matiak finishes in P1. Artur Vieira P2. Lucas Sinfner finishes in 3rd. Ed Palumbo 4th. Jose Solis finishes in the 5th position. Paul Brown 6th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 7th position. John Stanley finishes in 8th. Preston Hassel 9th. Lawrence Stopworth finishes in the 10th position. In 11th is Tiago Gomez. Finishing in 12th is Tim Lansbury. Finishing in the 13th position is Will Dunbar, and Sean Jacobs finishes in the 14th position. In 15th is Jesus Iglesias. Oh man, what a got a little rough there at the end, that's for sure. Got a little rough. So he didn't wreck him, but he definitely got in his head there, roughed him up a little bit. And, you know, Artur's one of those nicest guys out there. I feel like, you know, he might be a little bit disappointed, but, you know, he's going to let that go pretty quickly. But Colin Matiak will drag that over there a little bit. There we go. Colin gets another race victory, 2 in a row for Colin Matiak. We'll see if we can't get him up in the booth with us, have a little chat. All right, Colin Matiak. All right, Colin Matiak here joining us in the broadcast booth, and he's got 2 wins in a row. Man, I tell you what, the race was seemed to be in your hands pretty convincingly early on, but the second half of that race got a little bit interesting. Paul Brown getting in your head a little bit, closing in on you. Tell me what what the first half of the race was versus the second half of the race for you.
The first half was kind of a mistake. I didn't realize that I didn't want to be out in the front that early because I had to pit a lap before everybody else, and it put me on the back foot for the fuel strategy. But towards the end, I was trying to let everybody by or get somebody in front of me to fuel save till the end. And that's possibly the only reason that I won the race or even finished.
Well, with a single caution race, very good outing here. There was a lot of room to race here, but guys were indicating that it was a little hard to pass. How did you feel about that?
It was hard to pass on the outside unless you had enough of a run to get door to door by the middle of the turn, but it wasn't too hard. You just had to set it up right or get to the inside before the start of the corner.
Well, you had we had some warping issues or a connection issue. It looked like it affected some of the drivers there. Paul Brown was, really starting to nip at your heels there, and then unfortunate circumstance got kind of warped back to 5th position. Never recovered, but you had a battle there with Arthur Viet. It looked like you wanted to let Paul go back by, and maybe not everybody was on board with that. Is that your feeling on that?
Yeah, nobody was on board. I felt really bad because he had a chance at winning that race, but it happens.
Well, then I got to wonder here what was going through your mind there as you were racing Arthur there for the race win. It looked like you roughed him up a little bit.
It wasn't necessarily intentional, but it was. I just saw him getting loose in the middle of the turn, so there was a gap and I had to take it, and we just squeezed each other, and it was just close racing to the finish. Well,
now I'm going to back it up here about a lap and a half, 2 laps there, because it looked like you might have gotten into the back of him a little bit.
Yeah, he kept. I don't necessarily think it's his fault. I think he was cooking the tires too much, trying to pull away, but he was getting in sideways into the corner, and it was really slowing him up into me. And if I backed off, Luca would have hit me. So I didn't really have a place to go but him.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got maybe a race tomorrow in the afternoon, Mid-Ohio. Is that home for you?
That is home for me. I'm going there since I was a little kid.
So, the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series, race number 2 tomorrow at Mid-Ohio, and, what's your outlook there? A lot of practice there. You ready for that race?
I have actually gotten practice there, more practice than Lime Rock, so hopefully it'll be more interesting, and hopefully I won't wreck the car on the 7th lap, but it should be a fun race. Mid-Ohio is always a tough track, especially to pass or to overtake in the middle sector, but it should be a lot of fun with the amount of guys that we're hopefully going to get.
Well, back to the oval racing. Next week is Bristol Motor Speedway, and talking about roughing people up, that's definitely a track where you're going to use the old chrome horn there a little bit. How do you feel about Bristol and the racing there, and with these big fields you're having here in the Buschwacker series?
It's a different kind of racing. It is that rougher style, but it's more about who has the better tires at the time. Grip is very essential at Bristol. If you don't have it, you can't pass and you can't win.
Well, hey, congratulations, 2 in a row. Hard to do here in the Buschwacker series with the talent that we have, but you pulled it off there. Good job for the 13 crew here tonight, and good luck to you tomorrow, and good luck to you at Bristol next week.
Thank you.
All right, that is Colin Matiak here joining us up in the booth. Second week in a row, so 2 wins for that 13 crew. And the whippersnapper pulling it off again. And right now I think Arthur might be home licking his wounds. I'm going to be checking the back of his car there and see how much damage he's got in the back of that machine. But, hey, man, I'll tell you what, Rubbin's racing. He didn't wreck him. He definitely got into the back of him, got in his head there a little bit, I think. So we'll see how it happens tomorrow in the Mid-Ohio race there in the GT3 series. Speaking of that GT3 series, Mid-Ohio tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. It'll be live right here on TurnLeft TV. It's race number 2, 50-minute race from a great track for road course racing, and a lot of guys fired up about this track. I got in and did some practice laps. I'm not a big fan of this track, but that's just me. I'll be in the broadcast booth. High Octane Racing League's GT3 Series inaugural season, and this is race number 2 of 8 races. Mid-Ohio coming up tomorrow with the official rFactor 2 GT3 pack, and it should be a great one. It'll be live right here on TurnLeft TV, 50-minute race, and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Do not want to miss that one. I'll tell you what, man, I want to say thank you so much for coming out. We had a great race, really caution-free, but we had that one caution flag. We were caution-free most of the race and had that late race caution, kind of mixed things up a little bit, but it really was a fantastic race from start to finish. A lot of drama there unfolding with green flag pit stops, and I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeft TV. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving, and I want to say it's been a little bit of a rough time for me. My mom and dad had been in the hospital for about 3.5 weeks with COVID, and thank heavens with everybody's support and so forth and fighting on their part, they're back home and on the mend, so very good. And I'll tell you, this is a tough thing. It's good that we have an outlet here to come out and race and kind of get our minds off all of this stuff. But I'll tell you, thanks for all the folks who have sent their thoughts and prayers my way and sent them to my family. And I really appreciate that. I got a lot of friends out here in the sim racing world, and we do pull our crew a little bit tighter when they need support. So thank you so much. Thanks for coming in to watching TurnLeft TV. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeft TV, you can click on the link up in the banner of the channel. More than welcome to share my videos with all your friends, and please hit that thumbs up button. Man, I'll tell you, I'm getting a lot of views. Getting a lot of hours viewed, getting more subscribers all the time. We're up to 430, or 530. That's awesome. We are over halfway there to that 1,000 mark. You just got to get 470 of your friends to come out and join TurnLeft TV. Come on, man, 470. If everybody got, all 530 people got one friend, we would be there. Hey, thank you for coming in. I'm honored that anybody would actually come out and watch races here on TurnLeft TV. It really am. And I appreciate your presence. Please feel free to share my videos with all your friends on any social media platform. Anywhere you can share YouTube videos, you have my permission to share my videos. Well, what a great race it was here in the Buschwackers series with the Nashville Superspeedway. I tell you what, Paulo has done a great job of converting this track over and getting this thing going. I helped him out a little bit on smoothing the track surface out. So thanks, Paulo, for letting me take the lead on that. And it really has it led us to being able to race this track and be competitive here and have a fun race. So again, thank you so much, Paulo, for your permission to do that. Appreciate that. Hey, if you're interested in getting a server, don't forget EliteHostingUSA.com. rFactor 2 service to your liking. I'm sure they got a server package that will serve your needs. And again, Will does a great job. He's got a degree in software engineering, and he's a senior software engineer there for a huge company. And does a great job in his spare time providing us with servers here at High Octane Racing League. And he does some racing here as well. He's an old guard HORL guy and a good friend of ours, of course. And I want to say thanks to Will for all his support, but definitely we're going to do a little advertising for him. EliteHostingUSA.com. If you want a server package, please give those guys a look. They'll do you up right, man. Don't forget your Christmas needs. ZiaComics.com. Your comic Christmas needs. Comic books, games, action figures, you name it. These guys have it. ZiaComics.com. That is your nerd headquarters. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeft TV. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here for the broadcast. As always, don't forget to tune in to HighOctaneRacing.net if you're interested in getting some updates on point standings and so forth and seeing what we have available there. Don't forget to visit HighOctaneRacing.net. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on Turn Left TV. And as my friend teases me about, guess what? I am out of here.